The previous 3 years of my life were some of the lowest that I've ever had. I didn't enjoy doing my podcast, I didn't care about anything going on at AppSumo.com, and my relationship wasn't great. So every single morning I'd wake up from my bed, I'd walk outside, I'd grab my phone, I'd start checking Twitter, Slack, Facebook, you name it, and I would spend the next 60 minutes wasting the morning. I used these apps and mini dopamine hits to avoid doing some of the hard work and changes I needed to do in my life. I needed a reset button for my life. Maybe you've been feeling stuck and unfulfilled in some of the areas of your life, or procrastinating in getting the business that you've been wanting to get going, or just sad like this plant back here. So a dopamine detox can help. And in this video, I'm gonna explain what the hell dopamines are, especially for entrepreneurs. I'm gonna secondly tell you how to do a quick dopamine detox you can do instantly this weekend. And 3, I'm gonna tell you a 4-step process so that you can integrate it long-term in your life to create the life that you really want. Make sure to stick to the end of the video where I show you on your phone and your laptop changes you can do to reduce the amount of dopamine distractions you have in your life. So do you ever wonder why you're at a restaurant and your buddy goes to the bathroom and you start checking out your phone instantly? Or you look at your email really often? What are you really waiting for? And the answer is dopamine. You get these mini dopamine hits when you actually get the present and you check these things out. And so for myself, every morning I was waking up and I was looking on my phone, I was using those mini dopamine hits to avoid dealing with some of the hard stuff, and I was creating a numbness for myself. So what is dopamine so that we can actually understand our behaviors better? I asked Dr. Google, and dopamine, turns out, is actually what makes us feel pleasure and reward, which can motivate us in productive ways or as well be super distracting. And then I looked on YouTube and all these different dopamine detox videos and I checked them out, and that's actually what dopamine is. It's the red notifications and the newness and the buzzes that our attention is constantly craving. So dopamine gets released whenever our mind finds something pleasurable. So these apps on our phone, as Netflix and all this different stuff, is literally optimized to maximize the amount of dopamine you're getting. But don't worry, I'm gonna show you ways that we can take back our time and use dopamine more effectively. So why is this actually a problem for entrepreneurs like you and me? Number 1, it's turning you into a consumer and not a creator. To be an entrepreneur, you're creating something. But if you're spending all your time checking Instagram, watching YouTube videos, reading books, but not actually doing anything, that is bad. 2, dopamine starts to turn your life into autopilot mode, where every night is Netflix, every morning is Instagram, and you stop actually thinking, is this how I want to spend my time? Number 3, you stop challenging yourself. You take the easy way out. What's the 5-second fix? What's the 10-second fix? Instead of what's the harder thing that will give me some good dopamine, but maybe actually a little bit more challenging. Number 4, we're not sticking with things long enough because we're so craving these mini dopamine hits and the next level of reward that we can't actually stick with things long enough to accomplish them. If you're enjoying this video so far, make sure to hit the subscribe button and notification bell below so you don't miss another juicy video to help you on your business journey. So part 2, reset your mind with the dopamine detox. So what exactly is a dopamine detox? It's cutting out everything in your life that can stimulate activity for dopamine for at least 24 hours or longer. So why is this useful? It really helps you take a step back and take a picture of your life outside the fishbowl to see what is really going on from a neutral standpoint. Start with a 24-hour digital detox. I do it every single Saturday. So this is a baby step, maybe just do half a day. And so there's 2 key things about doing your digital detox. Number 1, cut out all screens. So no phones, no computers, no Netflix, no Facebook. Secondly, cut out anything that's mind altering, so drugs or alcohol. But now you're asking, well, what the hell do I do with all this free time I'm gonna have? There's a few things I recommend that I've found really helpful to take perspective of my life so I can take back my time to accomplish the things that I really want. Number 1, spend time alone. Just hang out with yourself. Hello, Noah, I love you. Sometimes that's a little weird. Number 2, journal. So write down every single thing that you're doing right now, and write down maybe every single thing you're thinking about where you want to be going. Number 3, find some inspiring music to put up in your earlobes. I've been really enjoying Philip Glass. Check him out, or Explosions in the Sky, or maybe it's jazz, whatever it is for you. And number 4, go do activities that make you feel good about yourself, or go revisit old activities. Maybe it's hiking, maybe it's bicycling, maybe it's eating a breakfast burrito. So you've just done a 24-hour digital detox. I am proud of you. I hope you've done it. If not, commit to doing it upcoming this weekend. But how do you actually integrate that long-term into your life? So step 1 is audit your time. So on your phone, if you have an iPhone or Android, as well as on your laptop, I recommend just checking where you're spending your time. And you can go into screen time on your phone. So you just go into settings, look up screen time. So for myself, in terms of CL activity, messages, chess, I'm doing 2 hours of chess a day. Wow, that's a lot. So you can also check it out on your laptop as well. You can do in screen time right here. There's also a really cool tool that I've used in the past. I don't use it as much recently, but it's called rescuetime.com. You can see it here. It's a free trial for 14 days. It tracks everything you do on your computer, just so you can kind of be a little bit more mindful of how you are using your time. So step 2, decide what kind of life do you want to live. I'm going to show you some ways that I've done this that I think will be helpful for you. Number 1, journal. If you did it during your digital detox, even better. I use a thing called bear.app, which you can find a lot of videos on, but it's a really nice way of actually doing journaling and writing out a lot of things going on in my life and also where I want to be going. Another thing that I do is I also write out my fantasy 2020 list. You can see it on the screen here. And what this is just my own fictional story of my life where I'm the character. You can do this just as well, about where you want to be by the end of 2020, 2025, or wherever the hell it is. And then now we can start thinking about how do we incorporate that into our weeks to make the weeks actually very intentional. So our dopamine hits are from the ones that we choose, not the ones that are choosing on us. So now that I've done that, the next thing I like doing is saying, where do I want to go in the upcoming month? So let me show you that. I want to continue working on my book proposal. I want to improve the editing of my YouTube videos. Yes. Really enjoy myself in San Diego. Go on 3 in-person dates, do more gravel biking, and figure out where I want to go for September and October. So for you, what do you really want coming up in the next month? And lastly, use your calendar to schedule your week. The more that you can set your time about where you want to be using it, more likely you're going to do it. So there's 2 things that I do. Number 1 is I have a weekly list of my activities. You can see it here on the screen. So I have 4 categories. It's work, workout, improving, and personal. So you can do it however you want, but the biggest thing is about taking a step back, reducing the amount of distractions we have so we can focus them on the things that we actually really want. So you can see in my calendar here on the screen, I generally color code it. This is not perfect. Guess what? I'm human. But I say, what am I doing this week and how do I put that in my calendar so now I can be actually excited about the things coming up in my week. And you can also see there's not everything scheduled every minute. I know sometimes I do, but that also leaves some room for spontaneity and relaxation, people. You gotta enjoy this life. By the way, one of the things that you might notice that's really interesting from this as well is that on Wednesdays, I take chess off. So if you know that there's certain activities that are really distracting you, maybe it's Instagram, maybe it's a certain thing that's not actually very helpful, taking my day off of chess like today, it is a little bit hard, but it helps me refresh and reset. So when I do get to play chess, I get to enjoy it a hell of a lot more. So step 3, protect your time with these tactics. This is really meaty, really important stuff. Number 1, keep your phone out of your bedroom at night. It keeps you up later, and 2, it's so easy to get distracted in these dopamine hits than taking time to recharge, refresh yourself, and be ready for the next day. So keep your phone out of your room, go get those old school alarms. Secondly, turn off the red dots. You can see on my phone, there are no red dots. I don't want to be told when I'm going to go get a dopamine hit. It makes it more that I'm going to be intentional with my time. So how you do that is you go to your settings, you go to notifications, and on the different apps, you can say, hey, do I want to have DJI Fly show me notifications? Absolutely not. The other thing that's really important about reducing the amount of dopamine distractions that you have is turn off these sounds. So you can go to sounds and haptics, and you can actually see that for my text tone, I have none. I don't want to be texted, I don't want to be buzzed, I don't want to think, oh, I got another dopamine hit. No, I want that life reset where I'm in charge of my life. So make sure that you have these things off on your phone. For any of the things that are my dopamine hits, maybe it's like chess, maybe it's Instagram, maybe it's a dating thing, I put it at the end of my phone. So if I have to get to the end of the final thing, and then even for Instagram, it's in a folder before I can actually use it, so I know that I'm not distracting myself from it. But on my Instagram, you may actually notice this. I'm only following less than 20 people. So follow less people that really matter, reduce the amount of posts and stories so that these apps aren't optimizing the amount of dopamine you're getting from them, and you can get them in healthy ways that are effective for yourself. Another thing that I would recommend is enable downtime on your phone. Let me show you how to do that. And I have downtime basically turns off your phone or your computer or iPad for a certain period of time. And I find it really helpful at just being a little bit more intentional about how I'm actually spending my time. So on your phone, you're gonna click screen time, you go to downtime, and then you can just customize it so that it shows you every single day when the phone actually turns off. So I have it every day from 12 a.m. midnight to 8 a.m. And it does slow me down from checking some of this stuff and saying, Noah, take a step back, recharge, take your time back for you, and realize where you're just going after some of these dopamine hits and not focusing on yourself. There's websites as well that you can use to protect your time on your computer too. One of the things I like is called freedom.to. I don't use this one because I actually am pretty strict about how I use the computer, but this actually will block websites for you. One of the tools that I personally do recommend and use is on Facebook. I use a thing called News Feed Eradicator, and it's a Chrome extension. So as you can see on my Facebook, I don't ever really see things going on here. The only thing I can check is groups and messages. So the point being here is it's not that any of this is bad. It's not that Netflix is bad. It's not that Facebook is bad. And it can be really helpful to connect with amazing people. But just make sure that you're doing it the way that you want it, not the way that they're trying to optimize the minute dopamine hits that they want to give you. One of the last 2 things that I found really, really helpful from this stuff, number 1 is go in airplane mode. I've actually really liked this on my phone, or do not disturb mode on the phone. When I'm on an airplane in general, literally, I guess when we used to fly, man, I would get so much done. So recreate the times when you're the most productive. And the last thing, this has actually been a more recent thing in the past few months of how I've been able to reduce dopamine distractions to focus on my goals and things I want to accomplish, is a timer. This is a timer you can get on Amazon, Secura. My buddy Andrew Chen recommended it. And I just set blocks like, hey, I want to do a 15-minute working block. And it's been really helpful on just keeping focus on the things that I want to be focused on. I would love to know in the comments, how are other creative ways that you are protecting your time that maybe I haven't even heard about? So leave a comment below and let me know how you're doing that. So step 4, treat yourself after you've put in all the hard work on your goals or accomplishments. We're supposed to be enjoying life to the fullest. I hope you are. And maybe you need to treat yourself to some mint chocolate chip ice cream. Just kidding, don't buy that flavor. So go enjoy Netflix, go enjoy Instagram. Two of the things that I've done that have really helped me do that in actually productive ways is that if I want to play chess or check Instagram, I do my daily push-ups before I go do them. So part 4, the challenge. Who is in to do a dopamine detox with me, yes, you and me, this weekend? Commit to Saturday. You know, I'll be offline. You're not going to see me doing anything there. Secondly, join our Facebook group at okdork.com/group and create a post sharing what you've learned by taking a detox, taking your time back, and being able to focus on accomplishing the things that you actually really want to accomplish. Our featured underdog for this video is Andrew Bergeron of darkagegrowing.net. He has started a plant seed business in March during Corona. He left a comment on one of the videos, and now he's making $600 a month for it. Go check out his YouTube channel, Dark Age Growing. I would love to support you and call you out in a future YouTube video as a featured underdog. All you have to do is leave a comment with the results that you're getting for yourself, and I'd love to promote you in one of our next videos. I love you, and I'll see you out there.